We are live. So welcome to episode 5 of the weekly Find of the Day Throwdown edition. I'm your host, Bill Cho, and my co-host in this boondoggle is George Acorn. Spawned from Audi Club's Find of the Day blog post series, we created a competition, this time between 3 Audi Club chapters. The panel looks a little different tonight as we had a late withdrawal due to emergency. I hope everything is well. So there's only 4 of us right now. If we have a tie, then that's going to be interesting. I don't think we're going to have a tie there because everybody's going to vote for me. Okay, so tonight's guest includes president of our Kansas City chapter. He was born in the Soviet Union and moved to the States at the end of high school. At the age of 11, he would steal his grandfather's car and cruise around town at night. Lover of Mercedes-Benzes, he can be forgiven because he owns a 1 of 166 1990 SL with a manual gearbox. He turned to the good side when he started working at an Audi dealership where he did not joyride in cars. Please welcome Armen Budagov. Do you want to say anything today, Armen?
No, just thanks for having me. That's pretty much it.
We'll
get to it.
Yeah. Well, you want to talk about quattroBarn or?
Yeah, absolutely. So quattroBarn is our YouTube channel that we started about a year ago, and we started with news episodes. Right now, we're actually working on our first season, so we are a few episodes into it. So very soon, you guys are gonna start seeing those. I've been in love with Audi for years. I worked for Audi, and I was just lucky enough to be on the track. And Bill said I can share some stuff, and I got a few pictures for you guys. Nothing crazy, but I am usually the photographer at every one of our events, so I very rarely get into the pictures. So I'm going to share my screen here. Here you go. This is, I'm with Corey, the Craven Cars channel host. This is from actually one of the quattroBarn episodes where we did the test on the e-tron for 10 days. I drove the car in snow in probably the worst weather we had last year in Kansas City. It was a lot of fun. Kansas City Audi gave us the car to basically test it and see what we think about it. That's me taking pictures there. So that's how I usually look at the events. Yeah, that's some of the quattroBarn film. And I mean, it's just a small stuff, you know. This is Matt Pietro, owner of PHP shop in Kansas City, PHP Specialists. That's one of the cars that you guys are going to see at the quattroBarn. It's a 1,000 horsepower Urus 4. That's going to be actually the first episode of the first season is going to be about this car. It's quite an amazing car. I'm sure you all recognize this one here too. Yeah, our shirts.
Plug for the shirts.
Cars, yeah, just few cool cars from our. Oh, that's my membership card. That's when I got the new one. Here you go. I was bored at work and taking those pictures. But yeah, with the dealership, I was just lucky enough to drive a lot of the Audis on the track and on the road. Everybody who ever worked at the dealership know that their trainings, most of those trainings are quite amazing and a lot of fun. This is was Ashley Freiberg. She actually was one of my trainers at the Audi Sport Experience in Joliet, Illinois. For those who don't know, I'm sure you all do, but for those who don't know, she's the first woman to win the Daytona race. She's the Audi driver, Lambo driver, and she did a lot of racing in her days. Yeah, that's a few rallies we went to, things like that. You know, it's kind of been a car guy my entire life. So, oh yeah, that's that's from one of the rallies. So yeah, that's about it. So
awesome. Well, we're going to be looking forward to the first season of quattroBarn. You and your partner Jake. That's going to be you're an interesting pair. So,
yeah,
so a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Throws water on you like that. Does that hurt any of the? I mean, you got waterproof mics and stuff, or is that?
We actually ruined some microphones doing that. We ruined a lot of equipment filming it already. So
okay, yeah. George, I will not be throwing any water at you, so don't worry.
Yeah, we just got the real videographer very recently when we started shooting the first season. So before that, it was basically us setting the camera on the tripod, walking away, and hoping it's going to stay in focus. So yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Our second guest couldn't make it, like I said. There was an emergency, but he was from the Audi Club Florida chapter. So our third guest, pinch hitting for Audi Club Georgia. Our next guest is a familiar sight, Audi Club VP, aficionado of records, guitars, and Mark I TTs. He was shanghaied yesterday simply because he still has a Georgia cell phone number, even though he lives in D.C. Hail to the Chief, Ryan Compton. Thank you for joining us again, Ryan, at the very last moment.
Absolutely. Nice to be here as always.
Okay, we could have called...
So, you know, we're at like episode 5, and we've already gone back to people twice.
Well, yes, but...
I'm just saying,
okay,
we got to step up our game a little bit.
Anybody want to volunteer?
This is a call, right? We
yes.
have a couple lined up, but we're always looking for new people. So
yeah, this was like the perfect storm almost. We had chosen the chapters, and just people couldn't make it. They were already pre-committed, or something happened.
Yeah,
but you know, that's fine. I mean, we have a small, tight group today. We could have had a third guest today. It could have been Ian Villa, but we decided, better luck next time, Ian. Okay, so we challenged our guests to pick the coolest Audi that they could find in our chapters areas. This week's category is pretty simple. We each pick one Audi from the Kansas City chapter area, one Audi from Florida, and one Audi from Georgia. We'll be broadcasting real time on Facebook Live, as you can see, so we invite viewers to weigh in on the competitions via the comments below. The winner of our panel vote will enjoy chapter bragging rights for the next 7 days as distinguished Find of the Day master. So, Ryan, if you win, you can choose between Georgia or Potomac. It's up to you. One last thing, this program is brought to you by Audi Club North America. Audi Club has been a supporter and driver of the Audi enthusiast community for decades, with events ranging from driving schools to social gatherings all across the country and Canada. It also publishes Quattro magazine for enthusiasts 4 times a year. If you consider yourself an Audi aficionado, then join the club. Head over to AudiClubNA.org and click that Join tab. We'd love for you to be a part of it. And with that, let's get started. And that means that's you, Mr. President, Armen.
All right. So I wasn't ready. Ryan logged in first, so I thought you were going to ask him first.
Well, no, but he's...
That's fair enough. Are we starting in Kansas City?
We are, yes. The order is going to be Kansas City, Florida, and Georgia. So show your Kansas City cars.
So as you all know, Kansas City chapter covers a pretty big area. So my find is in Wichita. And this is a 2005 Audi TT 3.2 Quattro. Now, it's automatic transmission. It's beautiful red. It's fair to say that it's completely restored because it's a salvage title. So it's a restored vehicle. As you can see, it's restored very well. Yes, sir.
Here's something super bizarre. So go to the engine shot.
See what I mean by aficionados or Mark 1 TTs?
Definitely a 3.2. Definitely
yes.
Now go to the front shot. That is a 1.8 T front bumper and not the beloved 3.2 bumper, presumably because it was so expensive, and that must be where the damage was.
This adds to the rarity of the vehicle.
Yeah, yeah, Ryan.
How many of those did you see?
So you're bringing a TT to a TT nerd fight. I just want to let you know.
I'm just going to twist it, and we'll make it better. He'll help me win.
It's so funny, too, because that would have taken a lot more effort, too, because the mounting points are completely different.
Whoa, that is some scary knowledge right there, Ryan. The upside, Ryan, is steel chassis, so you don't have to worry about it being kind of structurally whatever if it took a really hard hit in the front.
Now, do you think it'd be easier to swap the engine then?
Maybe so.
There is kind of a downside here. It's an automatic transmission, but again, you can see that the interior is in a perfect shape. Looks a little fade or actually taken out of a different car, possibly.
Alcantara steering wheel. That's kind of
Alcantara steering wheel. I do not think it belongs to this car. But
no.
What's the price on this? Pristine.
So,
it wouldn't be the first part that didn't belong to that car. So.
Pristine vehicle. Asking price is only $89.95.
Whoa, that is salty for.
However, there are good news. They approve you even if you have previous bankruptcies or repossessions.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know what? It's still, even though it's automatic, it's still a DSG car. So that's not, it's better
and let's
than
face it. Branded title, not so great, but 58,000 miles, super low.
Yes.
Yeah, but $9,000.
$9,000 is I agree. It's a little high, but
it's
I mean, obviously
very
the
clean.
I mean, yeah,
Very
as
correct
much as I
rubber
love Mark
Audi
1
accessories floor
TTs.
mats.
Yeah. And
Legit.
consider
That's a
it's a salvage
$7,000
title. If you buy it, you're keeping it forever. It's not.
Those, yeah, those are legit Audi accessories floor mats from in period, and they're not in horrible shape.
Well, it's 58,000 miles. I
Not
mean,
that that's going to stick it over. Look at that TT trunk.
And
They
that-
also did a
I was
very
gonna
good
say
job
that's
of
an
listing
Audi.
basically everything here. So, yeah.
I mean, that's good. I mean, it probably had 58,000 miles. Then it got in this huge crash and it sat in a junkyard for, several years. And then some guy who thought, sure, why
You know
not?
what? Here's
I
actually
tell
a good
you
story,
what,
guys.
we'll make it interesting. How about we pull the Carfax right now and we see when it was salvaged? Because if it was salvaged not that long ago, there is a good chance that the damage wasn't that expensive and they salvaged it just because of the value of the car.
Well, and that's what I was just going to say. I bet you the only reason it's salvaged was because the front bumper is so expensive. Getting a new one of those front bumpers and painting it, that's $5,000.
No joke.
$5,000.
Yeah,
That's
that's
like
very
wholesale on that
front
car.
bumper,
very true.
3.2 front bumper is a couple $1,000 if you can find plus paint.
Let's see. So, well, 8,800 is the retail value suggested by the Carfax. So we are right on the money,
Wow.
even with the branded title.
So where's your accident?
Let's find it.
Total loss.
That first owner, he loved his car.
Ooh, here we go.
Total loss.
19.
Damage to front and rear. So it probably was rear-ended and then it hit the car in front of it. Now that happened in
So
2019.
2 bumpers on that car
that's-
is $8,000.
Happened in 2019 in Pennsylvania. What's interesting, and then the car was brought to Wichita.
It's a Penske car.
Yeah.
New Hope. It's Philadelphia.
It was registered in Miami, Florida as well, and McKinney, Texas.
And it made its rounds
Okay.
since 2019.
Dallas, Texas, and now it's here. It was sold at the auction. Here you go. That's how the Wichita got the car. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm kind of shocked that this car is worth $8,800 retail. Yeah, I mean it's a good looking car. It's kind of cool.
I just thought it's such a rare car and such a rare condition to see this car in. Usually they beat up to death and about 150,000 miles on them, and people asking $3,000 for them. So and 3.2 is definitely a very rare find. I don't recall me seeing in person a 3.2 ever.
And legit, Ryan, what do you think? If this car were not a branded title and had the factory bumper on it, it's a $10,000 car.
Yeah, I mean
58,000 miles, red coupe.
Yeah, it's in great shape too. I mean, other than
being crunched in front and back.
Right. But that's the downside right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a reason why my car has an agreed value insurance policy, because if anyone even breathes on my car wrong, they're going to total it.
Yeah, wholesale value on this car is
to
probably $5,000, right? So like,
not even.
So like a tagged front bumper, this car's a write-off.
George, in my experience, when I worked at the dealership, if you bring a car to trade in and salvage title, we'll appraise it to what it is, then we split it in half, deduct $500, and this is your value. So if this car's trade-in value is about $6,000 without salvage title, it's a $2,000 car, maybe a $1,000 car in trade-in, as sad as it is. Probably
that's a sweet deal for somebody if they can get it done. I bet these guys didn't pay much for it at auction.
Most likely owner would never give it up for this kind of money, right? So it would be a private sale anyways.
I'd put an offer at 7 on it.
I tell you what, we can submit it right now if you'd like
to. I'm all good on TTs.
Yeah.
How many do you have?
I have 2 right now.
All right.
Matching pair.
Matching pair, exactly. One street, one race. All right. So
next up,
Ryan, you are
right.
up.
I'm stop sharing here. So.
Let's see what you got, Ryan, in the Kansas City area or chapter area, which is huge, by the way.
I know that one positive.
I wasn't exactly sure which states, but my entry also comes from Wichita, so I think I'm good.
Oh, wait. I think mine comes from Wichita, too.
I don't think you have my entry.
I hope not.
Okay, folks. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just going to go with the one here.
Ooh.
I have never been a fan of spiders but this one just looks perfect to me. I know there's something about the black over red with the chrome wheels. I'm really, really, as soon as I saw this car.
Polished or machined. Audi doesn't do chrome.
Well, sorry.
I'm just playing with it.
It's just a sexy car.
It is.
The nerdiness is dropping from
one owner, Mythos Black Metallic. Mythos Black Metallic over Express Red. I mean, I don't know if I've actually seen that color before.
With carbon
anyway,
too.
Yeah, I mean, that picture right there. It looked like you took something like a Bugatti from the 30s and threw it into the future or something. Like there's just something just very pretty about that. And even I don't even generally like the machined windshield surround, and it just looks right on that car. So that's my submission for this one. I mean, one owner, and I know you guys are V8 preference on, and also Mark I preference, but I do love the aggressiveness of the Mark II, and when it's in all black, and you guys know I have a thing for black cars anyway, it just smooths it out, and I don't know. I just think
because I prefer Mark I over Mark II, or doesn't mean I wouldn't kick us out of bed.
Yeah, we can kick either out of bed for eating crackers. But I'll tell you, I think the early Mark II is like the Egger design, right? With like Wolfgang Egger, who was their design at the time. And it's like some great volumes, elements to it, like the grill and everything. It's just hard to photograph from certain angles. They've seemed to hit it on good angles, which certainly helps sell that car. And those wheels are spectacular. Whether they put them on the TTS too, didn't they? And they're just great looking wheels.
Yeah, a much smaller version, but yes.
But actually, both 20s, not quite as wide, but both 20s.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because this is all around. But anyway, so I don't know. That's my pick. I think the red, just the subtle red of the calipers with the interior. And of course, being able to see the interior, like I've seen, like there was another R8 that I really liked that was white over red, but because everything was all blacked out, like by the way, check out the 356 in the background. You couldn't see the red inside, but this car, you pull up and everyone's seeing that.
I love it.
Is that at a museum, Ryan? Did I see that's at a?
Yeah, I was going to say there's a 356 in the background there. And
if you go back to the listing, I think it's at a. Wow. I like that large green Targa back there. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I was looking at the balling Rolls Royce there.
St. Louis Car Museum.
Is that an S5 Sportback next to the Porsche?
Bizarre. Huh. Yeah.
St. Louis Car Museum. Interesting.
Who knew? But I don't know. Is Mythos a standard color? I have no idea.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yeah. It comes on plenty of cars too. Not only R8s. I mean, everything from the A4 to R8 has Mythos black option.
Gotcha. Well, I likes it.
That is a nice choice. Okay, George, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
I can go.
All right. So my choice is actually a combination of Armen's choice and Ryan's choice. One, because it's been in a small accident. And two, we'll see in a second. If I can. Oh, wait, I need to share my screen. All right. It's not like I haven't done this 5 times before.
Ooh, cracked R8. 15 grand?
15 grand! Like I said, a combination of Armen's and Ryan's.
Transmission moves forward and reverse, you guys.
I love this. Please refer to photos. I'm sorry? You looked at this one.
I looked at this one. I was going to use it as my choice, but I spoke to my brother-in-law who owns the body shop. He told me how much is it going to be to fix it, estimate, so I had to drop it.
Yeah.
Just wait until your homework, though, man.
Let me tell you. Okay, so this is for those, when we turn this over to a podcast, this is a 2014 Audi R8 4.2 Quattro, and the front end is gone. But guess what? The engine's not up front. So, boom.
No.
Yeah.
You know, it just had the frunk. It may have had some, you know, it looks like it still has coolant shit in there. I mean, it's just, you know, come on.
Also, he says, I do not have a repair estimate. That is nonsense. That car was already salvaged.
Exactly.
There's no way.
But just think, hey, the transmission moves forward and reverse. So I can go forward and backwards in this thing. And just imagine rolling down the street in my 3/4 Audi R8.
Yeah.
It doesn't say if it's an Artronic or a manual. At 15 grand,
It says the transmission moves. So
yes, the transmission moves, and it only has 46,000 miles.
Now, does that mean it goes forward and reverse in the transmission, or does that mean the transmission shifts
the whole
forward?
transmission,
It shifts a little bit and it's mounting.
Yeah, no, but for 15 grand, you could do
Or
worse,
just
right?
that the shifter moves forward and reverse when you do it.
Bill,
Okay,
one of my
all right.
biggest fears was this car would be that somebody already bought it, put it on their driveway, and that they couldn't fix it. They found out something why it could not be fixed.
He's like, I do not have a repair estimate because I threw it in the trash can after he told me it was 100 grand to fix the car.
After I heard the number, I just towed it back home.
Yes, exactly. So I mean, I know we didn't have a beater class. I knew we didn't go in, with categories like that. I'm not going to show my other car that I found in your chapter area because rules and stuff. But I saw this and I was like, damn it, I'd buy this for 15 grand.
You looking to become a mechanic, Bill?
No, I'm just gonna give Josh. I'm giving Josh a heart attack with all the stuff I'm gonna start saying.
John Martin, 4.2 blah. Come on, man.
John,
the V8 is the
just all the aluminum bodywork is not worth it.
Hey guys, Ray says he knows that car. The frame's bent.
So
three times.
Here's
but the
where
transmission
Bill
moves
loses
forward
the
in
class.
The transmission moves forward in reverse. I didn't lose. This is
Hey, so it's
grand
gonna
already.
eat some tires. Big deal.
Yeah. So you'll be crabbing down the road. Who cares? You're still
right.
You'll look good from behind.
It's got carbon
At least the way it
blades, at least on the left side.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, that is my choice. A $15,000 2014 Audi R8 with no front end.
All right.
Thank you.
Was that Wichita?
Front end is totally overrated, anyways.
I mean,
Not
you need the
necessarily.
front, right?
All right, you ready for the?
It's in Oklahoma City. No, wait. Somewhere like that.
You ready for what's next? Going back to Wichita?
Oh, we're going back to Wichita. All right.
Let's do it.
Hello, Wichita.
You seen this?
Oh,
KW.
Yeah,
1500?
72 motocross bike. $1,500. Don't know much about them. I don't know jack about motorcycles, so it just looks cool. But for $1,500, who cares? Only 1,000 miles on it.
Who wants to explain the exterior color tan?
I mean, it might be tan when it's dirty.
We need John Acton on to
We do need Johnny Acton
to translate this what we're seeing here. I mean, it's cool. I love it. I didn't realize DKW went into the 70s.
I don't see where it's tan unless the dirt on it is tan.
Unless it's the rust.
What
on
about the
top.
top of
It's
the
the
gas
rest on
tank?
top.
Maybe
What
the
about
top,
the gas tank? Is
top
that
of the
the
gas
leather
tank.
piece or something?
And you
think
could
it's rust.
buy it and just tell yourself you're number one. So
That's what your mom says.
That'd be a
my
great.
mom does tell me I'm number one. How'd you know?
Because my mom says the same thing.
Oh, that's great.
It'd be a great pit bike for a couple of certain Audi TCR teams I know.
It would be.
Yeah, John.
Yeah.
One of who's on the chat right now.
Ones who don't like V8 R8s. So there's not really otherwise not much else to tell about this bike.
Their description.
It does need work.
It does
It
need work.
does need work.
It needs the car
Does look a
cleaned.
little tired.
But man, 1,000 miles on it. So you thought your wrecked TT was low mileage.
Cherry.
Hey,
Well,
my wrecked
my
R8
red
was low
TT
mileage
ran
also.
for sure is what it is.
Mine goes back and forth.
Well,
Okay. Wow. All right. Nice choices. That was a good round, but
are we ready to vote?
we
On
have
this
to
round?
vote, and we're going to try not to have a tie.
Well, we'll just break the tie.
We'll break it. Okay.
Hold on.
We'll have the audience break it for us.
There you go.
Okay. So our candidates are.
Hold on a second. Your R8 picture didn't like the.
Well, my R8 doesn't
Sometimes
apparently like to move.
The Mac OS is not the best production assistant for me. I don't know why. Did it again. All right, so I'm gonna have to share twice because my Mac OS does not like the picture of your R8.
You know what? She's not gonna please everybody, but she pleases me.
So you can either choose this.
Woohoo! 15 grand, 42,000 miles. Transmission moves forward and backwards.
Or you can choose this.
Here we go. That's the best.
Or this.
There's my R8 right there.
Get the R8. Yeah, never mind. I
think it's
I was trying to cheat in voting. So mail in your votes.
Mail in your votes. Okay, so what is the crowd? What's everybody saying?
All right,
they're saying the R8. Thank you.
Which R8? They're really
15 grand R8. Yeah.
Really?
No,
the V8? Clearly, that's not John Martin saying the V8. I don't see one person saying R8.
Okay, so who votes for the salvaged,
start with the TT.
long bumper TT?
Who votes TT? Anybody?
Out of everything, he went with the wrong bumper, TT.
I didn't know that. I'm trying
wrong bumper, TT.
I learn stuff every day from Ryan.
So unique bumper TT is what it is.
Who votes unique R8 Spider?
I'm gonna for once vote for myself.
I'm gonna throw the vote for the R8 Spider too.
Okay, from the
who goes wrecked
bumpered TT to the no bumpered R8.
Who votes motorcycle?
I would vote the motorcycle.
Yeah.
All right. I'll switch motorcycle. I don't mind winning this round. So sorry,
first
Ryan,
round. I think it's the first round you won, George.
Yes. I didn't even think about searching for motorcycles. I just gotta say I've never seen one like that. So
that's cool,
Wichita, dude, and $1,500. So I bet he'd take less if you need a pit bike for Audi Club Kansas City.
How long had it been posted?
How long what?
Vocal people.
How long had it been posted for?
Checking.
Because if he can't sell it, he'd probably take anything for it.
How about a wrecked R8?
Do they say on Facebook Marketplace when it was listed?
No.
Yeah, I don't see when it was listed.
It just says over a week ago.
I'll send you that link, though, Armen.
People on chat were down for the bike anyway, so it worked out.
Hey, all right. John didn't like my V8. I don't think we're going to invite John back onto our show. But anyway, oh, you know what? I think we're going to invite him on a show that we have all R8 V8s that they have to find. So anyway, so now we are moving to our second chapter, which happens to be Florida. So what Florida cool Audi have you found, Armen?
All right. So I'm sorry, my daughter is crying on the background. Wife will take that. All right. So for the Florida, I think you guys are gonna enjoy this. I actually pulled some strings and got the original window sticker for a 2014 Audi S5 Coupe S-Tronic, not manual, unfortunately. It's a V6 supercharged. Now it says that it's moonlight blue metallic with a chestnut brown interior. It's got it's an S5 Prestige model, so got all the bells and whistles. Got the Quattro with a sport differential, which I think is very important when you buy in the S5. Comfortable package, wouldn't worry about that too much. Original MSRP of this car was $64,895.
Wowzer.
Now, you guys ready for the picture? By the way, It was found in the Toyota dealership.
What?
And it's a wrapped.
Oh my God!
S5.
That looks like Shrek.
Now I want to point out that the grill was swapped for the honeycomb grill, which is clearly an aftermarket grill. I think it looks pretty good, other than it's blacked out and the rest of the car is not. And the placement of the
It's a little low.
badge, of the S5 badge, is slightly off. Not
Wrong,
where Audi
wrong
usually
side
wants
too,
to
isn't
have
it? Shouldn't it be on the left?
It is on the wrong
It
side.
is. It's on the wrong side, unfortunately.
It looks.
But
oh.
I would totally swap the grill back to the S5 grill that is not blacked out, and probably put the badge in the right spot. Other
I'd
than
probably
that,
take the wrap off.
you're digging the color. Yeah, I actually kind of digging it. Other than the moonlight blue, I think it looks good. And
Do we have a shot of the door jams? I'd love to see.
I'd question the spoiler. We get in there. We get in there. Don't ruin my find before early. I don't. I think the spoiler is slightly oversized for the vehicle.
Wait, that's not OEM.
No, but I don't think it looks bad though. It's very similar to like a RS7 spoiler or something. It's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't look ridiculous.
I just wish it wasn't as wide. I don't think it's ridiculous by any means. I just wish it wasn't as wide, or maybe if it had slightly wider wheels or something, because I feel like there's just more weight on the top.
I wonder
than it
if
should have.
this car screams that the original owner, before he went down to AutoNation Toyota to trade it in, took the wheels off and he's selling those separately.
It's probably true. I would believe that for sure. Probably had some blacked out Vossens on it. I want to think that, at least.
I don't mind, but look at the wing. The wing is actually perfect, I think. Look at the angle, the end plate.
Honestly, from here it does look good. When you don't see those wheels, I think it looks good. I think if it had wider wheels, not necessarily blacked out, but it needs to have some more weight, visual weight, on the bottom to carry this wing.
As long as you're not seeing the front of this car.
Yeah. Yeah, the front, they really dropped the ball there.
And actually,
the
green over
chestnut brown with silver inlays, I can't say I'm a big fan of that, but I think this car is pulling it off. I probably personally wish it had a little more wood since it's chestnut.
I like the brown.
You like the? I like the brown. I just don't like
though?
the brown in combination with silver.
Well, I bet you if it was brown with that midnight blue, it'd look better.
I think I'm an old man inside, so I would totally dig green with brown. When I retire, that's what I'd be driving. Yeah. Organic look. Bang & Olufsen speakers, I think, is a must-have on these cars again. So now we're talking price and mileage, aren't we?
Yeah.
So 55,000 miles. 55,000 miles over here.
Pretty low.
So I definitely got a lot of life in it. Now, money-wise,
24 cheese.
Are images of us covering the price for me. Here you go. $23,995 asking price, which I looked it up. It's right on the money. Again, it's a retail price. I think, was my opinion, you can buy it for about 21.
Yeah, I was gonna say, COVID era, you could probably do a lot better. I bet they'd do the best thing out of there.
For sure. It's more on the positive side.
What I mean is, I bet AutoNation. I'm gonna bet AutoNation Toyota is more than willing to wheel and deal on that car.
Yeah, for sure. Seats slightly worn out here, but other than that, I think condition is pretty good. It's got the flat bottom steering wheel, which means it doesn't have the heated steering wheel, but again, it's a Florida car. I wouldn't worry about it.
Not strong.
Door creases. You wanted to see the door creases, didn't you?
I just wanted to see the blue.
Yeah.
They didn't do the door jams.
They didn't. I'm pretty sure they didn't. Now, I want to point out that I think they had a. Let me go back. I think they had a car seat here.
Yeah.
So somebody squeezed the kid in the rear of the S5.
Oh my God.
The S5.
Yeah. George,
here's your blue right here.
Yeah.
When you had your S5, George, the kids were younger, and they hated that back seat because it was small.
The old man in me would be like, put the stock grill on, pull the wrap and the spoiler, and I'd take it.
I would keep the wrap. I would definitely put back the factory grill.
Yes.
But there's also no point in having a normal dark blue S5.
Automatic transmission S5. I agree with that.
Isaac DSG, right?
My Anthony Garbus OCD, momentary OCD goes going off too, where like the grill is black optic, but everything else is silver.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree on the grill.
Armen mentioned that earlier.
Grill is a definite failure. I think grill and the beige placement.
I like the silver stuff with this green. I think it goes way better than blacked out. This color.
You know that
I agree that blacked out look is kind of overdone these days.
Yeah,
Everybody's doing it. And
can you keep this picture here for a second? The other thing that I was kind of getting, no, the one you're on is great.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See?
I'm keeping
No, go back.
Going back. Yep, here you go.
Where the window sticker is there, it reminds me of the silver plate on the side of a Targa. And I love that look there. Like, I wish there were like a thick silver V-pillar right there on that car with that green.
Maybe do a T-top then.
You could do
already
fake.
wrapped it, cut out the holes. In the
Hey, Mr. TT, you could do some fake blades on the side of that and say it's an R8.
Negative.
Or you could buy mine.
There is one for sale like that in Kansas City. It's silver with the blades. With the fake blade. It looks horrible.
Alex says it looks like it's a TTS fixed spoiler.
Yeah, it might be. The other thing about that green is I don't know if their color is 100% on that camera, but it almost looks like Java green. Have you ever seen that color? It's like an Audi exclusive. It's a little bit darker.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
So this is it, guys.
All right. Nice
Ryan,
find.
what you got?
Here you go.
Can you bring it, Ryan, from Florida?
So it's Florida, right? So, it's Florida. You got to have the right thing, especially if you're going to be in Miami. You need the right color car, right?
Boy.
What you need is a Miami Blue S8. Wait for it. Plus MTM Talladega R.
Yep. It's got the whole thing. I've seen this
whole thing.
Can you go up so I can get a screen capture of that?
Yeah, 802 horsepower, 700 pound-feet of torque. This thing is a monster.
Those are like legit MTM bimoto wheels on that thing.
Yeah, it's the whole package. This is the whole package.
The whole package. It's like $60,000 worth of MTM stuff. Ceramics. There's your MTM.
Ryan, it's just, it's, I love the color.
If you're going to be in Miami.
Or if you want to make a COVID era Cannibal Run, this would be,
seriously.
I mean, I would wrap it in something a little more subtle, but
doesn't matter at night. 9,000 miles. I want to point out though.
Is that a spoiler on the trunk? Is that?
Yes. That's empty. It's all original MTM.
Is it?
It's the whole kit. This car has the whole kit in it. In fact, MTM built it. I think are they in Florida? I'm pretty sure they're in Florida. Ryan, we featured this as a find of the day several weeks ago. I mean, it's been a while.
Well,
I've seen that, Bill.
I can switch. I have a backup car.
No. But what I was saying when we featured this, the original owner of this car came on.
Oh, really?
onto the site, onto our Facebook group, and saying that he was. Now that he saw it again, he was kind of regretting selling it, and he may want it back.
You got it.
It's been sold at least 2 or 3 times.
So. Only drove it for 10,000 miles.
Yeah.
Miami Blue stitching.
I don't know if I mean, on one hand, respect. On the other hand, I don't know if I could live with that.
Look,
if you decide to live with that color car,
if you're already in on the exterior, you got to go all the way. I want to
go all the way
on the steering wheel.
But that would look so much more handy if it was silver stitching. You know what I mean? Just like a little more subtle.
Oh, it's subtle? Really? So. Yeah, exterior, you want subtle?
We're lucky that there is not like cocaine like stuck in the stitching.
Maybe there is cocaine stuck in the stitching. I mean,
it was detailed. Come on, guys. It's at the dealership.
Anyway, that thing's a monster, and I would like to drive it.
I would love to drive that car.
I would love to drive it too. I don't know if I would actually own something like this. It's a little too loud for me.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Wait, were you just giving me crap about subtlety? It's a little too loud for me?
I didn't know. Well, yeah. I mean, all right.
I like that angle on it too.
Yeah, I mean, talk about making a gigantic car look sporty.
I was gonna say the trunk spoiler's a little big, but then when you consider this is MTM, like legit, you got to go 2 miles and you're on the A9 to Munich going, 256 million miles an hour. So that's total aero.
Well, it's a giant car too. You don't want a little bitty spoiler on the back. It will look cartoony. And I think this angle makes this car look a lot smaller than it actually is.
Yeah, these things are monsters.
I'd like to see it in person. I do also love these headlights, and they pop a lot more. They pop a lot more on this color.
I'd like to get rid of the orange side markers. I think
Totally.
White ones would totally complement.
You put 50 grand in MTM kit into an S8 Plus, and you can get the Ecos.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's time.
What do you guys think about the grill? I mean, it's still an aftermarket RS grill, honeycomb.
What I would like to see is, hold on.
Well, it's got the hexagon stitch on the side of the center console too.
This is, I would go back to a silver ring.
Silver rings for sure.
Because because you want to be subtle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do the factory. I would do an Audi grill. That's not an MTM grill, I don't think.
Yeah. Maybe if the grill looked like a legit Audi RS grill with the quattro boards on the bottom and the silver rings, maybe I'd be on board with it, but I don't like the grill. So we got the second car with a bad grill here. What is going on?
Yeah, right?
This grill is much better than the green S5 grill, for sure.
They wait till you see mine. No, I can't remember which Florida car is mine.
There you go. There's that stitching you were talking about.
Oh wow. God. Okay. I was kind of sorted on the car.
I don't think
that's
not. Yeah, back there in the wheel well too. That's not stock. That's like somebody having fun at the embroidery shop.
I think somebody's cocaine fueled.
Hexagon, all the things.
You know who the owner is. Calm down.
No, I mean, you know what?
No. He's not the owner now.
But props to him for building a pretty ridiculous car too, right? Like he spent a lot of money and a lot of time building a one of a kind, very unique, very fast thing.
How much is they asking for it right now?
They're asking call.
I think it was for sale last year, and the price then I believe was $159.
That sounds probably about right. What is it? $140,000 car brand new, plus what? $40,000 worth of upgrades.
At
probably?
least 50. Yeah, I mean,
with Audi exclusive paint, Audi exclusive interior, I'm gonna guess that car was like somewhere between $160,000 and $180,000.
No, I don't think it goes that much. Scroll down. I bet you there is some information about it. I don't think they would go because.
Were you at the dealer when these things were new, Armen?
Yeah, that's exactly when I was doing it. I actually ordered custom paint A8 once with the red color. It was a very big red car.
Ian Avila had very briefly an ex-auto show car that was like a red Audi exclusive red. It was this car in Audi exclusive red. It was a pretty pimp company car.
The one we ordered once was A8, wasn't the S8, but it was an even bigger car because it's got the long body. So. Mm-hmm.
So there's videos of this on YouTube.
Probably tell you the MSRP sticker.
They did not do the blue stitching on the steering wheel airbag. I wonder if the embroidery shop.
That's probably illegal.
Touch the airbag. That could be true.
They'd have to re-crash test it.
Josh says it needs a full white interior.
I mean, that would be.
Hey, white interior probably would pull off.
Yeah.
Or why not orange and make it a Dolphins edition?
Oh
my gosh.
Nice choice, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right, so I guess that's me next, right? All right, so let me see if I can remember which one was my Florida car because I stupidly didn't freaking.
You need me to go?
Nope. Okay, so once I found out that Ryan was coming on board yesterday, I switched my Florida car. Just so I can get that extra vote in, hopefully. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to show you my 2001 Audi TT. This is what's sold, and everybody knows how much I love Mark I TTs, being very sarcastic. This is what sold me, though. Boom.
Baseball interior.
Baseball.
I've almost bought baseball so many times for my cars because there's even rarer than those are the black baseball stitch. And Those are pretty nice. Now that's interesting. So what color are we? Is
This
Nimbus.
Nimbus.
Oh, it is Nimbus.
Yep.
Wait,
Can you get a
that
front
make it
three-quarter shot, Bill?
I'm sorry.
Is
Front
this
three-quarter shot, Bill?
Yeah, let me find one.
It's not an even Marcus, is it?
No.
No.
How many miles is on this one?
I don't know if there is. Oh, there we go.
Oh, wait. It might be.
Yeah. I thought that color combination, Nimbus over baseball, was an even Marcus.
Nah, it wasn't. Those
Do you
cars
get
were
yours?
front-wheel drive because they were pre-quattro, and this one is front-wheel drive.
It is front-wheel drive.
I don't.
It's
Did
all-
they
it's a-
not have baseball glove? There was something weird about those cars.
Oh,
I'm trying-
you know what? No, it says four-wheel drive here. So this is a 180 Quattro, which is pretty rare. Only
It's not a
made for-
quattro. There's no quattro badge, and wouldn't a
Yeah.
wouldn't
There
a
is no
180
quattro badge, but-
wouldn't a quattro have two exhaust pipes?
No,
No, not
the 180.
necessarily.
The 180s all only had one, and the 180 Quattros were manual in the first 2 years. So it could be a Quattro. I mean, I'd need to see some more things.
But once again, we're in Florida, so
Is there a grill
quattro,
badge?
front wheel drive, whatever. It's a convertible. It's a cool interior. It's my favorite interior ever. I'd have to say.
You're right. There's no Quattro badge on the front grille either. It seems unlikely they'd debadge two places.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
and
Is
keep
there
the
one on
TT
the?
on
Is
the
there
back.
one on the glove compartment? The glove box?
Josh Pashhouse says no. Bill.
No.
I don't think.
No,
it's
he
a
says
quattro
no. I
badge.
mean, he just means no to your car, not no to the
No.
quattro
Oh.
badge.
Well, Josh,
Harsh.
actually, truthfully, I agree. I'm not a
Harsh.
big fan of Mark ones, but
Well, actually,
Still think you're wrong.
he said no with like 4 or 5 O's, and then he said oof no.
Josh, not that.
And he said no. Yeah.
Josh,
You could probably sell the interior out of it for about $3,000.
How
Really?
much was this?
No, they're
$6,900. That's kind of How
many
much was
miles?
yours, Armen?
23.9 asking, but I think it's a 21 car.
Yeah.
How many miles on this bad boy?
130.
130.
it's a fair number.
You know, right before I left the dealership, the Kansas City Audi, we traded for one of those that looked honestly identical, but that one had 220,000 miles. And I for a second, I thought it could be the same car, but no.
I mean, for 130,000 miles, that interior is not bad.
It's a
And the
nice
bolsters
combo.
and everything. The only reason why
The interior held up pretty well
Even
from
though-
what I've seen in them.
Per my earlier comments about not liking spiders, though, I'm much more of a hardtop.
The only reason why I picked this car.
I cannot get
aside
into
from
the
baseball
first
interior.
gen TT if it's not a convertible. But the head don't fit.
Damn it. Dang. All right. Well, whatever. Here's my car. Take it or leave it.
Very nice.
I will take the interior, but pretty much I'll leave everything else behind. So thank you.
It's a good car.
So I guess it's up to me, huh?
It is up to you, Mr. Acorn.
We ready for this?
Let's do it.
This is not my choice. It was going to be my choice only because I knew Ryan was coming on and I saw the factory roof rack, which
Yeah.
pretty rare piece, isn't it?
Pretty rare
Yeah.
piece. Yeah.
But not my choice. Not my choice, Bill. So you don't have to be worried
Also
because
on
it's
Fat
only
Five.
The Fat
$4,500.
Fives.
Fat Fives look amazing. The tread on those tires looks amazing, and it's a 225.
Yeah.
Quattro.
Okay, well, yours wins, whatever.
But
And its
that's not my
manual
choice.
was only
This is my real
$4,500.
choice.
Ooh.
2017 A3 Premium Plus, 25 Gs, matte black wrap, factory rear spoiler, some kind of exhaust. It's probably in the description. We'll get to that. Okay seats. I mean, it's an A3. What do you want?
Got 50 grand on it.
Virtual cockpit, carbon rear spoiler, Bossins. Here we go.
Mod list. I bet you he
Here
has
it
this
comes with
printed
mod
up.
list. Yeah,
I bet you he
yeah.
has this
I
printed
dig
up
this car.
and in front of his
APR
car
stage
at
two.
shows.
Yeah, yeah.
There's your
If you want to buy it built, this is your car.
No, it's not.
Well, Bill, maybe not your car because you and I don't have the same taste, clearly, ever. But look at that thing, man.
Okay, well, I have to admit, this shot looks really nice.
It's got the RS3 grill on it. kind of.
Yeah,
It's just.
What's the front bumper?
I'm so glad they put the real RS3 grill on it.
It's made to look like what? What is that? Like an RS5?
It looks like an
B9?
RS5 bumper.
It looks like a B9 RS5 bumper.
Yeah.
Or sorry, not B9, B8.
It's interesting. I will say I generally hate aftermarket front bumpers, but that one's not terrible.
I think it's a cleanly built. Like if you're looking for a modded A3, this is a really clean car.
The way it's sitting, it even looks like it has. He might have flared the fenders.
You might have.
There's a little bit more width there than I would like if you look at it from the front or the
carbon lip.
I think he did for the A3 for sure.
Look at that shot.
You can tell.
Let's check the mod list again.
I think the front shot of this car kind of sold me on it.
It just needs a set of sports seats, preferably RS3 seats.
I don't see any mention of the fenders.
Well, that would just be he might have just rolled them instead of getting aftermarket.
I'm just taking my shot quickly.
It's kind of it's a sinister looking car. I'll give you that. But not like you need my approval on anything. So.
All right. We'll vote here in a second. I'm just pulling them up.
So once again, solid choices. 4 different cars from Florida. A plethora of TTs for some reason. Well, I know why. All right. So we have the Shrek A5 or S5 here.
Anybody? Green A5 or S5?
Oh, I'll vote for it. This one I'll vote for. we got to replace the grill and maybe put some spacers. I don't know. Got to do something about the wheels.
All right. We have the Miami Cocaine S8 MTM package, full package. I'm going to have to actually go for this one. I'm going to vote for this one here.
I guess the voting's done.
But I don't think anybody else has voted for this.
Ryan raised his hand.
I would. I don't think I can. Can I?
And I.
Can I vote twice?
You already voted. No, you already voted once.
I voted for it, and Ryan voted. I think we're done. That's.
Oh, everybody! All right.
Yay! 1 round.
Nice job, Ryan. Oh,
props to the kid who built that A3 because I think it's styling.
Yeah. It's actually a very nice vehicle. So
I assume it's a kid. It could be an old dude. I don't know, or old lady. I don't know.
That'd be so cool. See like a 75-year-old person hop out of that car. You know, it's nice and low for them, so they have good, easy entry and egress
right
out of the cars.
Armen, that's why they didn't get the RS3 seats because they need to roll out the car. So the bolsters on the RS3 seats, they would have to maneuver around, or it could have been a fat guy like me and kind of snug in the seat. So we are moving on to our third chapter, which is the Georgia chapter. Who has the coolest Audi from Georgia? I think I do. Thank you. But anyway, I think that's you, Armen.
I'm not going to plan to win on this one, but let me show you something interesting. So what I got here is not a Georgia car. It's a 1992 Audi 80 from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Here's that damn car again. Here's that firefighter car.
This overpriced fire truck.
I'll put the George card here. I'll tell you, this is not the car I picked, but this is the car I really wanted to show you guys. It's a real fire department car.
This was on this was like a week ago.
This was on 2 weeks ago.
I'm going to show it next week. Here's the thing. GR Auto Gallery, God love them. They get really cool stuff, but they charge a mint for it. So
yes, they do.
How about this then?
Oh my goodness!
It's in Switzerland.
That blue one.
Not the real one. I just really wanted to show it off, but it's $675,000. Here's my Georgia I find. Here's a real Georgia I find that I got, and I'm not planning to win with this, but I actually personally love those cars. It's the 2008 A8 with completely pimped 22-inch wheels.
Right, hold that shot for a second.
The reason I picked this car, it's again for the podcast. It's a 2008 Audi A8 with 22 for Japan.
Cobb County, so that's Atlanta.
It's in Atlanta, yes. You get so much for your money, right? It's probably a good $110,000-$120,000 car, brand new. You get everything from massage seats to heated everything, and you get the V8 engine in it, and it's just a very nice ride as long as the air suspension is not broken yet. I just think you get a lot for your money. That's my pick.
It's probably not a great ride on 22-inch rims, though. I'll say
it's probably not. With the air suspension, assuming it's operating properly. I think it's a very nice, unmolested car from what it looks like. Other than the wheels, they didn't change anything.
How much
I
is
really
this
like
car?
the factory grille. They asking a little too much. Let's put it this way. They asking $8,900. I think it's a legit good $6,000 purchase right here. In fact, I take it for $5,000 with the factory wheels.
I do like it in white.
I don't like big white
cars.
cars.
You think Miami blue would work better?
Anything can be wrapped.
Yeah.
And you have a forest of wood on the inside.
Yeah. Oh, but it's an A8. You want the wood on the
Exactly.
inside.
Well, think about the savings. If you get this for as cheap as it is, you can hire someone to drive you around. You can sit in the back of it.
You definitely can. I'm telling you, as long as the air suspension is working, it's a 4.2. It's a good car, right? They're pretty reliable. I wouldn't be afraid to buy one of those.
Armen, since if you buy this, and since you're the president of the Kansas City chapter club, I want you to have Jacob drive you around in this one.
Oh, he totally will. He totally will. I'm gonna soon ride in the back of his Avant all the time.
No, okay, nice choice. Slightly controversial with the 22-inch wheels, but
I know I'm not gonna win with this one, but I'll be honest with you. I searched Georgia. I found a few TTs. I didn't want to go with a TT from Georgia. I think this represents Atlanta very well.
It definitely so. And so, my mom and dad live not too far away from there. I'm going to point them in this direction so they can get themselves finally an Audi. So, nice. Mr. Compton, former resident of Georgia, what have you found for us?
Long time. All right. So you've got this nice black A4 and oh, no, I'm just kidding. I would never pick an A4.
This is an A3.
This is actually
hey!
supposed to be here car.
Is that her car?
Yeah, that's her car.
Talia was supposed to be here from Georgia, but she's playing with an R6 Avant right now. So whatever.
Her weight here, so she gets to be embarrassed because she's, as she says, she is literally the cutest for her Instagram here. So anyway, that's not my choice.
What, did she feed you that car? How did the A4 get into this joke?
No, the picture is her car. I made up the. I took the.
You made the ad up just to. That's amazing.
Okay, Ryan.
I almost want to vote for it.
You get the trophy for that because.
Okay, so I'm very torn on this one. Did I an R8 already?
Oh no,
you showed an R8 Spider.
Yeah, I did. I did it. So you know what? I'm gonna throw the towel here too. I have a couple of R8s here, including.
No.
Oh, dang it! Oh, was that yours?
Right. Damn you right.
But no, but I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna say, here's an actual RSQ8 for sale in Atlanta right now, and that's probably my next Audi. Not in white, but it's the only one in one of our jurisdictions of note tonight. I'm sorry. I'm lying. I'm not going to get an RSQ8. I can't afford an RSQ8. I would like to have an RSQ8. My next one will be a Q8. But I would take this thing. I mean, it's just a beast.
I love the carbon fiber package, how it's got that carbon fiber grille surround.
I mean, this thing's bonkers.
The thing's mean looking.
I love these things.
White is the color to get. I love this particular car. Just white is great.
It's a total stormtrooper look, that's for sure.
I love the call out to the Audi Sport. The lines that they put on the most recent Audi Sport car liveries. That's where these headlights are coming in from. I mean, it looks like a gigantic wagon.
I'm sorry to be chuckling. I just read the message from Jacob about Armen being driven around in the A8. He says, "I'll put his body in the trunk and drive him to a shallow grave."
Oh, he wishes.
So Josh Patchhouse says, "Nice Lambo."
Hey, I think it actually looks better than a Lambo.
For sure.
I would agree with Bill here. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And you don't look like nearly the asshole.
Hey, I love the Audi truck in the back.
You ever notice too, if you go back to that rear shot, if you ever notice that it was very intentional when they did the design of this car, that C-pillar, like the rear, the pillar at the rear of the car, if you can go to the other one, like 2-3 shots to the right, or that one, yeah, either one of those. They made it very much look like the roof line of the Quattro, right? So you can really see it in the C-pillar, just that slope. Granted, it's a big old SUV, but still.
Also, I was noticing the other day, our friends at Audi Tradition were posting pictures of the, the Quattro Sport, what do you call them, prototype? Yeah. And it's pretty much this light bar on the back of that car.
Yeah.
And it ended up in the QA, which I think is so kind of cool to really give it a little more sporting pretension. So anyway,
going to sell
I like it. Yeah. If only. So anyway, that's my. I'm going to go with this because it's legit what I would probably be buying right now.
All right, Bill, you want to show your blue R8?
No, I'm not going to show the blue R8. Why don't you go, George? I'm going to quickly
try to find something.
I'm going to quickly scan through and try to find something.
I only showed it briefly.
Yeah. I know, but but here's the thing: we already had a Miami blue car.
Yeah,
we already had
That's
an
why I
R8.
didn't do it.
We had a wrecked R8. We had a wrecked TT. We had another TT. There seems to be a theme going on through here. So
Florida is the theme. Florida.
I have 6 more choices for Georgia. If you'd like me to send you some of them.
All right, before I share mine, I'm going to ring this one out a little bit so Bill has more time to search. So a couple things I got to pre-qualify on mine before I show it. Right. One is, did you see the drag race this week between where CarWow did the RSQ8 versus the RS4 versus the RSQ3?
Yeah.
Which car won? The RS4.
The RS4 did.
Yeah, quarter mile, the RS4 beat the RSQ8. So I'm leaving that, and also just know I am from Pennsylvania, so I'm going to call this something other than what it's normally called. But that said, thank you to whomever shared this on our group this week, like the Audi Club group. Because they're selling their car. I guess they traded it to Audi Huntsville, which is close enough to Georgia that I'm letting it qualify.
Yeah, it's it's close enough. It's across the border.
RS5 Sportback, everything blacked out but the brakes. In Pennsylvania, we call this Mennonite spec because the Mennonites black out all their chrome and they buy black cars. Other people call it murdered out, but I think Mennonite spec is cooler. And
nice.
But yeah, this thing is pretty Darth Vader-like. Yeah. If we had a stormtrooper for you, Ryan, here's Vader. It's even got the red, so the Saber, it's got the red brakes. I'm digging it.
And again, we're gonna have to replace the side markers, but I mean the side front turn signals, and then you'll be good to go. Yeah, that is. What do we got in the stitching here?
How do you like the red stitching?
With the red brakes, I kind of dig it.
Yeah.
And they already put in the rubber mats for you.
I think this is the CPO. I believe, if I remember correctly, the owner who just traded it into Audi Huntsville posted it for sale. Not that they're selling it, that the dealer's selling it, but they just traded it at this dealer.
Man, what years?
So, they 4,500 miles.
2019, I think it was.
Why did they get rid of it?
I'm going to guess their RSQ8 showed up. Just a guess. I didn't.
Or they could be your friend who trades cars every 5 weeks.
Oh, right. Kevin?
I didn't want to mention any names, but
no, he sent me photos today. He's looking at he ordered an SQ8, but the dealer, I don't know what happened to it. So he's looking at Cayenne Coupe. He's looking at Carrera S. It's good to be Kevin. But anyway,
it's good. Yeah, it's good to be Kevin.
I'll stop sharing.
Tim Enders knew exactly where you were going with your prelude.
Bill, did you find it?
Yes, I did.
How did I find it?
I
Literally.
said, Bill, did you find it?
I
You
did.
tell the story now.
Yeah, go ahead. How did you find it, George?
The owner of this car, the person who traded it, came onto the Audi Club Facebook group this week and was like, hey, my car's at Audi Huntsville. And I was like, Audi Huntsville? That's Alabama. Alabama, that qualifies for Georgia. I'm going to capture this link and share it in the Throwdown. So I didn't have to look for a Georgia car.
Unbelievable.
Okay, so thank you, George, for taking my spot. I will see if I can find the car.
No.
Can you see that? Okay.
Nice.
So,
Audi other.
this is a 1986 Audi 4000 Quattro commemorative, whatever this commemorative design
Red
edition.
leather. That's the red leather.
Oh, is it? 1 of 500 built.
Yeah.
Graphite metallic with mouton red leather.
Mouton red? Is that a thing?
True
It
mileage
sounds-
unknown.
It sounds great when you say mouton red.
What does true mileage unknown mean?
True mileage unknown.
That means at some point the odometer got disconnected.
Yes, but it's one of less than
inspected,
500 built.
Yeah.
Originally a California car, so the body and underside it's clean. It even passed California's very tough smog testing in 2017. So let's check out this mouton red and look at the patina on the hood.
Kind of light.
And the trunk.
Comes with a
and
free
the
Thule
roof.
roof rack.
Wait, is that a guy's thumb or finger? And what's
And don't go back to that picture.
All right, let's see if we can find a mouton red. There we go. Look at the mouton red interior.
Very
Oh,
wide
no.
angle picture. Very wide.
That bench looks like it's like 2 inches wide.
Yes.
A dead of
Well,
2 inches, I should say.
Four
got
quattros.
We got the weird fish eyeing
Some
going
ripped
on.
seats.
What's
Okay.
left of the mouton red leather?
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
mouton red.
obviously I didn't have time to scroll through all the photos.
I'd have gone with your blue R8 personally, but
Oh, I just totally wrong
that's-
stereo in it. But it is a
Look at the
manual.
map.
It is.
Look at the
Look,
map.
George, it's missing its cigarette lighter.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the floor mats.
Things.
Yeah, those mats are cool.
I kind of like this picture. Was the odometer?
So
Okay,
yeah,
go
this
forward.
is in Athens, Georgia. So it probably smells like patchouli and or pot. University of Georgia.
It's had a good life. It's been well loved.
It has had a
Yeah.
good life. You know, I'm surprised there are no fish stickers on it. How much was this guy asking for this? One of less than 500 graphite metallic gray with mouton red, just shy of $4,000.
I think he should have done what like all the Porsche guys do. It's like, oh, you've got your 993 for sale. I'd like $999 or not $99,300, where I want $30,993. He should have done $4,000 straight up. One, you're not gonna sell a person by saving the buck, and two, it's a $4,000.
That's right.
Now you could just take this, bring it back up to the Northeast, wait till it snows, go rallying in it. Who cares, right? Or we could go with our R8. I'm breaking the rules. No, yeah, I mean, this was shown, blah, blah, blah.
So is this thing paint or wrap? I've been curious.
No,
about this.
it
it's
says it's a
paint.
paint. It's
Another-
Miami blue.
Another Miami blue.
I mean, you could do a matching pair with that S8.
Painted with
I wanna
Audi
point out-
exclusive.
Carbon fiber wheels.
Another 800 horsepower. So you really do have a matching pair. R8, S8, 2 cars with 800 horsepower in Miami blue.
What is it like is it a supercharger turbo?
Yeah, it's gonna be a twin
ES?
turbo, I think. I think it's a twin turbo.
Yeah, twin turbo.
twin turbo.
I'm sure a
the
lot
way,
of you guys.
This is the car you take to Buckhead to hit the clubs.
Right?
Seriously. Look at
I
it. Look at the tent on this thing. You can get away with that in Atlanta. Just sort of like completely impossible to see inside the car.
Look at the cars in the background. Is that a Sunbeam Tiger or whatever behind it?
Hey, Bill, you broke
Yeah.
the number one rule of Fight Club, though, which is
What? don't
No
care.
alternatives, man.
Well, hey, we're missing
Go back
our
to Audi
third
4000.
guest.
That's exactly what I thought.
Well,
I have
this is-
other
Go back to Audi 4000.
This is Bobby's entry for.
Yeah.
When I was taking my Audi 101 class, my first year working for him, we went to the training and we was talking about the Audi 4000, and they was talking about how this car was notorious for people would wreck when they try to park it. When they trying to stop, it would just accelerate all of a sudden and they would hit something. So what it was is not a lot of people know that, and I didn't know that before they told me. What it really was is that the accelerator and the brake pedal are so close to each other for the purpose of holding them together so you can spool the turbos and take off, that a lot of times people trying to brake would actually hit the accelerator on accident. And if you go to Urban Dictionary, there is actually a note that I pulled it up for you guys here. I don't know if you can see it.
No, I'm still sharing.
People start saying, I'm just showing it to you on my phone in my screen.
Okay.
People start saying, I'm Audi 4000 out of here, and that meant I'm leaving very quickly.
Audi 5K.
Audi 4000 out of here. It's in an Urban Dictionary.
I'm going to stick with this one, George. I think this one is better shaped than yours. When I say yours, I meant the Roach, not the one that you have now.
Stop, Bill.
All right, so let me stop sharing our screens. We are going to go and pick who is the winner of our Georgia round of Audis.
1 second, please. Having another technical difficulty. My production assistant needs firing.
Hold, please.
Oh,
right,
wait,
so
we may have to pay music rights for that, so I'm going to stop right now.
I'm going to have to share 2 screens again. Thanks, production assistant. So we'll go first to the first screen.
That's an A3, by the way. It's an A4.
Who votes for this car? Okay, that's one.
I'll vote
Rescue
yes,
8.
because
Anybody?
I can't remember which was in. Okay, wait.
Wait,
Right.
we'll get the other ones. Hold on.
Yeah.
So this is the first 2.
Oh yeah, we should. Well, let's walk through them all.
I don't think we should vote for Talia's car because she's not here.
That's why I'm voting for her car, because I want to make fun of her. All right. 8. 8. Anybody? No? RS5?
No, Jake is voting for the A8 right now.
Is he?
I don't know.
Because he wants to stick you in the trunk.
Yes.
He wants to stick you in the
Jake.
trunk and put you in a shallow grave somewhere. So
Next up, 4,000. Anybody?
Yes, right here.
hey,
Love it.
thanks, Armen.
Here you go.
Are we counting this one? Is this
No, we're not
Bobby's
counting
entry?
this. No.
All right.
We're
So
not gonna count it.
4,000 RS5. Anybody?
I don't
Hey.
like black wheels and black cars.
All right. Gonna stop my share again and go back to. So we have 1 vote for the 4,000 so far. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Vote for. Hold on. Anybody for this? I almost said you right. The
I'm going to vote for Talia's car too.
Talia's
You know,
car wins.
She should have been here.
That means I still win.
So Talia,
That's right.
Talia, newsflash: while you're having a good time tonight at APR's, I don't know, Shrimp Gumbo Fest or whatever the hell they were having tonight, Daniel is selling your car, so you better get home quickly.
That was a great. Yes, I think Ryan should have won this round anyway because first of all he's a guest. He was a late guest, and second of all he made that effort of creating that ad for the car.
So are we picking Talia's car or the RSQ8?
I'm gonna pick Talia's car.
Okay, so hold on.
I mean,
So that means
technically it's the winner. I'm going to take it though.
Yeah.
So now are we voting over? Are we voting overall?
Yeah. Wait. So who? George won the first round.
Yeah.
Ryan, did you win the second round?
I got them all queued here.
Damn.
Yeah, the cocaine S8.
Yeah, I won on that one. Oh, we got to do an overall, right?
We're going to do. You won both rounds, so technically you're the winner. But we're going to vote on it overall.
Yeah,
all three were the winners.
All right.
I'm still kind of bitter. I'm a little salty that my front list R8 didn't get a vote. So just saying. 15 grand.
I got some good support for the RSQ8 in the comments too. Several of them.
Oh, I forgot about the bike.
All right, so we ready to vote?
Oh yeah.
We'll go through our choices again.
Bike, Miami Blue S8 MTM package.
Or some guy named Daniel selling a really slightly used but cared for. Yeah? Okay. So anybody vote Daniel's car? No?
The Talia car?
I'll vote for that too.
It looks like this car wins. This car wins. Who knew?
I mean, if she was on, she could have been,
Oh my God, Bill! No, when you post this though, that's got to be the picture you use.
Yeah.
It will totally.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind, do me a favor and send me that ad.
Yeah. I'll ship it over.
I'll put it up as a find.
Did you get any calls for it?
No, it's just a peach chop.
All right, great. Look at this. It's not even an hour and a half.
I don't know.
Well, should we share some alternatives, or do you want to cut it?
Jacob goes Mennonite car all the way. I think Jacob has taste.
Mennonite car all the way.
He's a man of taste. Thank you, Jacob. I agree with you. If they didn't force me to vote for Talia's car because they just wanted to be mean to her, and I went along with it like the follower I am, I'd have voted for the RS5.
I'm pretty sure you're the one who instigated
you guys totally made that happen. It wasn't me.
You were the instigator on that one.
I believe you were the instigator. So let me just crown Ryan and / Georgia chapter / Potomac chapter as the winner of episode 5 of the weekly Throwdown Find of the Day edition. Nice job, Ryan.
Congratulations.
Like Will Barber, I feel vindicated because the first time I was on, I didn't win a single round.
Weren't you DQ'd or something like that on one of the rounds? So
possibly that might have happened.
But all right, so
if you were Will Barber, you wouldn't turn your lights on. You'd be sitting there in the dark. We'd have worn opposite shirts, and you will log off the moment we disconnect from the live feed because Will had a hot date. Anyway.
So, thanks everybody for tuning in. If you want to hang around, let's see what kind of alternates did you have for Georgia there, Ryan?
Are we going to show
I had a couple of alternates also.
This one's my alternate for Florida. Which
right.
is actually more along what I would have actually purchased if given the chance.
Rear-wheel drive.
Yes, RWS.
I do love me an RWS, and there's one of these sitting in the used lot at Audi of Arlington's in their back storage lot, but I can't find it anywhere. Not that I could afford it anyway, but it's still nice to look. So that I was a fan there.
Nice job. Love that they made those cars like the price leader.
Check this out, guys. A DTM S4. That's in Florida. Privately sold by the Audi enthusiast. It's automatic though, which is kind of a shame because DTM version has a very nice shift knob on the manual transmission.
Look at the piping on the floor mats even.
Yeah.
It may not be stitching on the inside of the the kick plate, but it's a nice touch.
Where's this in Florida?
What happened to the S4 badge?
North Georgia. I mean, North.
That's like
Kissimmee?
Yeah, Kissimmee, but that's like north of Sebring.
Yeah, it is.
Walt Disney World.
Yeah, here you go.
Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
But is that S4 badge is messed
Kissimmee,
up, right?
Bill, is where we rented the...
It is a little messed up, isn't it?
Isn't that where we got the little RV?
Where we had to sit through RV school to learn how to empty the poop pump.
or turn the heater on, which we didn't think we needed.
Which we totally probably should have paid attention to because we didn't turn anything on once it got cold.
Interesting thing I noticed about this, guys, it's from Switzerland. It's $675,000, but it sits at the Audi dealership. Look at that. It's the dealer-owned car. It sits right on the showroom floor.
That's nice.
That's pretty impressive.
We had this as a find of the day. several weeks ago also.
Dark blue, pretty rare.
Yeah. It was what, 1 to 16 or something, like 16 of those?
Something like that, yeah. There was one in California for sale about 8 months ago. They wanted $775,000. I believe it sold for $550. It was red, was black interior, and it was sold by a museum. Not sure where did it go though.
Sadly, I cannot fit in a Sport Quattro. We've tried.
If I'd have had a listing, Nish Pillai messaged me today. He was talking to a guy who's about to list. It's probably going to go on Bring a Trailer or something. But he went and looked at a legally imported Nagy Blue RS4 Avant. And it was in Florida, but I didn't have a listing. So
Bring a Trailer's website is down, isn't it?
I don't know. Is it?
It was earlier.
I tried to search for some Audis there.
It was only 3 Audis at Bring a Trailer this week, and they're nothing.
Oh, yeah? All right.
All right, George, I know you have not a lot of alternates. Do you have any?
Nah, dude, I wouldn't like this week. Those were if anybody showed, the only alternate I have, we can go back to my TT with the roof rack, but it had gray interior, which was kind of a bad decision making.
Is Nardo a normal color on an RS5?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Pretty common.
Suzuka on an R8.
A new
I don't think
R8?
it's very common.
Here, I'll show you that one.
I love Suzuka Gray. I think one of the best Audi colors ever. We had a Black Optics A5 once, and it was manual transmission. It was lowered, was black wheels, which I'm usually not a fan of, but that car looked so good.
That's Suzuka?
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's Suzuka, yeah.
George had a Suzuka white, a Suzuka gray, I'm sorry, B8 S4. It's the first time I think I saw that color in person. And we were saying it's white. And then he pulled into the shade, and it was like this tint blue. It was an awesome color. Love that color.
There you can see it a little better. It's just all about
car. Where is this one?
This is Florida.
Audi Hilton Head.
Hilton Head.
I think that's technically
No,
Georgia.
North Carolina, isn't it?
I don't know why that's
it's probably Carolinas technically, but I'd have thrown it in Georgia.
no, that's
It's close to the border.
I don't know how
It's actually close to south of the border.
Yeah. No, actually, it's the opposite end of the
State.
Of the state, because this is my hometown right here. So
I also like this Dynamite Red.
Dynamite.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Is that the standard red that was on that car? Or?
I don't know.
I've never heard of Dynamite Red, but can't say I know the.
Well, that's why the only reason why I took it was because I hadn't heard of it either. But there's also this guy.
Panigale.
Ooh, Johnny would have loved this one.
Yeah.
My DKW motocross bike would have beat it. Just saying.
That's true. No, that is cooler.
Actually, if we were really voting for sure without bagging
you had a spreadsheet,
Talia, I would have gone. Yeah, he's got a spreadsheet,
dude.
I was making fun of him about that last week. I mean, the last time he was on.
That's a lot of prep.
I did it all yesterday.
I open up my windows early and I leave the tabs open, and what I pray for is that my OS doesn't like crap out right before the show. But like, that's impressive.
By the way, how much does this TTS look like? Also, like that Quattro.
Or that concept, the one that you drove, George, out in Malibu.
You mean the
white
the
one?
metal,
the Quattro concept?
Yeah.
Yeah. This looks like it could. For some reason, I look at this and I think this could be an e-tron car. Like, it's the only time I think, you know how they want to move TT to electric.
Yeah.
Like, I look at this like this kind of. I mean, this reminds me of the e-tron grill. I don't know. It's just it's a cool looking car.
I've always liked this gen, like Mark II TT.
My favorite gen.
Yeah.
Nah, y'all are wrong, but it's okay.
Okay, I know I've explained this before, Ryan. Every angle on a Mark I TT, I think is a beautiful car, especially that rear third quarter angle. But then you get to the front, and it's just, I'm sorry, it's just,
all right.
I just can't take it.
You want to see how I build it since we're goofing around and we got done early? Hold on a second.
For sure.
This is because I can mod cars way more easily in Photoshop.
Certainly cheaper.
So TT Cup body kit on a TTS, 4 rear R8 performance parts, wheels.
Fronts, right?
Fronts. Or no, rears, because it's a wide body.
I love the exhaust pipe in the middle.
Right?
Yeah, if you're going real race, we got to have a side exhaust. Do you ever see how Don Istuk did it? Literally, there was a hole in the side of the door.
In that panel right there? Like behind the door? In the door itself?
No, in the Mark II, I think it came out of that panel, but in the Mark I, I think it literally came through the door.
So I think we should build this because I found a company that makes replica TT Cup body kits. And TTSs are getting pretty cheap now. Plus, you could put a manual transmission in it because Europe had manual. Get the.
Can we make Roger do it?
What's that?
Can we make Roger do it?
Sure. Because Photoshop's a lot cheaper than.
That's right.
Wrenching on cars.
How bad is that? How bad is the body kit?
Oh, I don't even know. I haven't even looked it up. If I had the lotto, we'll build one. I can't justify it otherwise. I actually was like, before I bought my S5, I was debating whether or not to buy like a CPO or a used TTS and then try and do a like a Golf R 6-speed manual transmission swap. And TCU either, I don't know if the Golf R transmission would work because it's the same motor, but the car was sold with a manual in Europe. So I don't know. Here's my plug to Audi of America. When you come out with the new S3 sedan, make it like your GT3, right? Your GT3 Touring. Make the manual available. Like the RS3 is the big dog. It gets the DSG.
Order only. Give us something.
It's your track car, but you're purist by the S3. Like reposition the S3 is the one that the manual people want.
It's going to depend on how fancy the electronics are on it, right? I mean, that's the whole thing about it. I mean,
well, the question is if they do it in Europe. The A3 has a manual in Europe, so and the Golf R keeps manual.
And the new A3, I really like. It's a big, very beefy looking vehicle.
Yeah,
with those fair fenders and
again, you get a lot for your money. I mean, 300 horses for this kind of money is from factory.
So with the, I will say we're dropping viewers now because maybe we'll cut this out for the YouTube version. But all right, so we probably ought to. Did we sign off, Bill? Can I stop the share or
You stopped the
I haven't yet. Do you want me to stop the share, or do you have to say anything official like thanks to Kool-Aid for sponsoring us and
no. I've already thanked everybody. The people who are hanging on are the
well, let us thank you then. Thank you guys for putting this together. Thanks for having us.
Oh no,
you're always welcome back, Armen.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I'll keep that in mind. I got an idea for one of your episodes.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Yeah,
I don't want it to go live. I don't want to put it out there.
Absolutely, I'm holding on to it. All right. Fair enough.
We're off. We stopped the share.
We off?
Yeah. Tell me about your idea.
I was driving. I actually really was talking about the Direct R8 was my brother-in-law who owns a body shop, and he's one of our sponsors, Prestige Auto KC. And we thought it'd be kind of funny. I told him about the categories you guys did in the previous shows and what categories we have now. We thought it'd be kind of funny to find other body guys and do it for salvage wrecked cars.
Like Copart?
Of Copart only, you know?
Yeah.
These guys would know how much it cost-ish to restore them, aluminum work, all that stuff. It'd be kind of one of the episodes. My brother-in-law would love to participate. He's a big Audi guy. He actually drives that RS5 Sportback. He got the Daytona Gray Pearl one, stage 1.
Yeah. Well, we should have you guys on and do some sort of body shop special.
Yeah, I mean, we need to come up with. We were thinking of like when we invite the guests, have the guests choose the categories.
Yeah.
I think
the first couple ones. I'm sorry.
I think it's smart to change it up. I think that works.
Yeah. Well, the other thing we were thinking was like what we did tonight, right? Which is kind of in line with who the guest is. So like the point tonight was like the chapter versus chapter throwdown. So like pull from chapter zones. But like if we were pulling in like NGP, for instance, right? Like NGP is like the Audi tradition. handlers, so like race cars, and then but they're tuners, so modded cars like that A3 I showed or the R8 we showed, right, or the S8, and then I don't know, we could APR like 2OT powered. You come on TT something, I don't know. But the more specific you get, the more of a challenge it gets, right?
Yeah. I think you need to open up the locations though, because then, and maybe even Europe too.
Yeah.
Just
well, that's the thing is once Europe's open, we can find. I mean, I think
you can find
last time I think all of my cars were from Europe.
Yeah, 25 years.
Although you didn't win anything, so.
But I don't think we should even do 25 years. We should have one that's like Euro unrestricted, or you know, Asia unrestricted.
Is your nose bleeding, Bill?
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, the under 25 years unrestricted class could be called the junior class.
Yeah.
You're going to need them to get it through.
Or we could bring in like a token Canadian, like Gordon, so it could be like 15 years older.
Right. Do you guys want to see something nerdy that showed up today?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, you got one. It already showed up. 1/64 scale Audi Sport Garage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And it's actually meant for the Blancpain Asia 2018. So I went ahead and grabbed a Macau car to go. So I'll have
dude.
Two, because it's a 2-bay. You know.
So I've never had one. Are those little resin models? Because they're like Matchbox scale.
So they actually do all
Or
different
Hot Wheels
scale.
scale.
They do.
They've got an RS6 coming out, by the way, too. They teased their molds.
These are all 164s, but I've gotten 18s and 43s from them. I actually don't.
Tarmac Works?
Yeah, I've gotten 43s from them, not 18.
Did you order it from their website?
Yeah, direct. And you know what? I ordered it like 5 days ago, and it's here, and it shipped from like Hong Kong.
That's impressive.
So, yeah, no, it came quickly.
I ordered
hand sanitizer.
I couldn't resist 164 LMs.
Oh. Will those fit on a Hot Wheels car?
Diamond black.
You better hope you don't drop one.
I know. I'll never find it again. It's interesting. It comes with axles. Oh, funny. And there's brake calipers there.
So how, if you don't mind me asking, how much was the garage?
It wasn't that. I mean, it was like 45.
That's not bad.
No. I mean, for a bunch. I mean, I'm sure it's not fantastic.
I just placed an order on one of those 1/18 scale Audi 4000s that Automobile's coming out with. And what's that?
How bad was that?
Shipped. I can show you. Hold on a second.
1/18 scale has gotten very expensive.
Yeah,
and it's resin too.
It's crazy, man.
Well, Auto's pretty reasonable for what they are.
Is that 118?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's pretty.
They're gonna ship this, I think, in July. So.
What company is it?
Automobile. OTTO.
I don't know them. I've never looked at their site.
This is gorgeous.
I'll go to their site in a minute.
They've got some.
Their press site.
They've got some fantastic cars.
Really? So how much was it?
I'll get to that
So
in a minute.
detailed.
That's cool looking.
All right, stop share. I'll go to their site. That's their press server. That's gonna be the next issue of the magazine.
Over, right?
No, I actually sent it over to Matt, so we're gonna get it into this issue. Because otherwise, I think we'll miss the window for orders.
No, I meant too bad they don't make it in Zermatt silver.
Oh yeah, I was tempted to have my guy do a.
Guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to call it. Gotta go.
Oh, great! Thank you. Hey,
It was a pleasure. Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
Back to you.
Thanks, Armen.
By the way, have I ever shown you the?
Here we go. So they're.
Go ahead.
They're like 59, 60 euros plus about 30 euros shipping.
Yeah.
To the U.S. You see this white R8 at Tarmac Works is for sale for $7.90.
Yeah, I got one. You're talking about the 164 one?
Yeah. Plus there's a yellow one with black optics for $7.90 as well.
Also, there's the white safety car.
Oh, sweet. Wait. Where y'all finding this?
Tarmac
Works. And then here's a R8 LMS GT4.
I'm looking at that now too. $8.90.
Yeah.
Oh man, you guys are gonna just make me
And here's the GT3.
I'm not finding their Audi garage.
It's right. It's on the.
It was a limited edition. That's why I sent it to you guys that day.
I found it.
Where?
It's on. I mean, you have to go to Audi collection. I mean, it's at the Tarmax Work 164 Pit Garage.
There you go.
Yeah, Audi Sport. It's $65.
I don't really like the car that comes with it, but it's kind of rad.
That's why Ryan got another car for it.
What? So are they resin? Or are they metal? What are they?
I don't know. Should we open one?
I opened all mine. I want mine to be free.
Yeah. The only problem with opening them, honestly, is they get dusty.
Diecast, George.
Are they?
Yeah.
I mean, resin's so expensive.
I love that. I want to get a safety car.
Yeah. There you go. There's your safety car.
That's badass. I'm going to order that right now.
Let's see here. So I made that order on last Friday, and it came on Thursday from Hong Kong.
Well, let's see how bad my shopping cart is.
This whole time he's been dropping things.
$105. I didn't even get a pink pig yet. So that's with the garage, which I don't know if that's worth $65. Maybe I throw that one away.
Depends how much shelf space you got.
I don't want to make shelf space for so 164. I've been grabbing a Hot Wheel of like every Porsche I see, every Audi I see. And my plan here is to get, you'll appreciate this, Ryan, because you're into flower arrangements, is I want to get some like glass vase that's see-through.
And fill it
with cars and put it on the conference table.
That'd be cool.
Right?
I like it. Have you seen the Audi, the guy who does the recreations of the sport car show?
Yeah, I've seen that.
This was my like shitty mock-up proposal. So if you look top to bottom, I took each of the Lego ones and how do you, I guess you can't make it bigger, huh? But do you see like, so this one is this photo.
You just found a corresponding photo to it.
Yeah, well look, I mean this is literally the photos that they're juxtaposed. But I love like, look at this with the dust that he has kicking up. He did all that. He like literally threw dust in.
You guys don't have one of these, right?
Yeah,
It's
so that's what he's
R18 and R8s. Oh,
you like
you put the hair on Michelle's hair on it. Okay.
What's that?
He found a female Lego.
I got a female head and hair, and I made it Michelle Mouton.
Nice. Did it come with a male? Is that the problem?
Yeah. Can you believe that shit?
Male and helmet. So
that's pretty bullshit too, because they made a Scuderia Corsa Ferrari that had Christina Nielsen in it.
Did they?
Cool. Yeah. I thought that was cool to celebrate her being the first woman to win a sports car championship. Anyway.
I should make another minifig and send one to her. We're going to send her the magazine anyway when it's ready to go. She's a pretty interesting personality. I'm trying to figure out where we email once in a while, right? Because I emailed her once before, and then I was emailing her last year about the event, and then I'm doing it now about the story. I love how aloof she is, because like as I've been researching her for this last story, she's like, she did not start rallying, like driving in competition. She drove her first car, I think, at 14. She drove her dad's Citroën around the farm. But, like, she didn't start rallying until 21. And by 3 years later, she's winning her class at Le Mans.
Natural talent.
Yeah.
How old is she now?
She was 21 in 72.
It's 21 and 72. Okay.
All right, guys, I got to wrap up here.
All right, man. Oh, we've been recording the whole time.
Oh my God.
Did we record the whole time?
All of a file that you're gonna have.
I thought I saw